Why buy so many IEM while you can have one IEM that can sound in 16 different ways? Hello guys, it's Jordan from Joyodio Shine Review. Welcome back. Today we'll be talking about a new brand in the IEM world we call Joyodio, and this IEM called Shine was sent over by Linso. Thank you very much, but it will not affect my honest opinion on it. So let's get to the IEM itself. Alright, I will talk about the 16 different tuning later in the sound part. Let's go with the physical aspect. The physical aspect on the, I will start with the packaging. The packaging on this is so good. Alright, it's so good because this IEM costs $79.90. Okay, $79.90. You have such premium unboxing experience. You have different compartments. You have carrying case, you have 3 sets of tips, and then they also provide you with a very thick manual. Okay, not sure why you need that, but I felt that by giving us this very thick manual to start with, it does feel a little bit premium in a sense, because why? Usually only when you buy expensive electrical appliances, okay, they will give you such thick manual. Okay, not everyone would use it, but providing it just give a sense of premium. Alright, it just felt premium to have such a very thick manual, but I think a lot of you don't care, but for me, I just like it. Okay, just like the way they do, because some company that don't even bother doing this. Alright, knowing that people are not reading it, but I appreciate the thought here. Okay, the whole packagings and the whole accessories that they provided, I can felt the sincerity of them, okay, giving all this. And we have a very good thing to have. We have these notes over here. This note is a shortcut notes for you to set the switches. Okay, set the switches. If you don't know what switches do what, alright, they give you a shortcut notes over here. So if you like pop, you can tune it this way. If you like classical, you can tune it this way. You like R&B, rock, tune it this way, hi-fi and standard. So there are way more other settings. Okay, depends on your preference. You can set it differently with the notes over here. Like me myself, I don't follow the notes here. I have my own preferred tuning. Okay, so let's go with the IEM. This IEM, like I said, the main focus point, the star of the show here is the switches here. On the back of the IEM, we have 4 switches. You can turn each one of them on and off, and each one of them does a little bit of tuning differences, okay, to different realm of the frequency. So for example, we have the bass switch, we have the one for mid, and we have one for ultra high and one for orange. So I will go through all this later in the elaborations, and let's go with the build first. Okay, so build, this is, I would say, in hybrid, because the faceplate is in metal while the rest of it is in resin. Okay, and the design, I would think that it's quite nice. It's in gunmetal and it reflects quite nicely, because at first I thought a lot of IEM, okay, if their finishing is not that good, the reflection might feel a little bit cheap. But over here, it's quite nice. Okay, it's quite nice. The reflection over here is quite nice. The color is nice in gunmetal. So design, nothing to complain about, right? And the fit, I would say it doesn't fit me perfectly. Okay, it doesn't fit me very nicely, snugly, but I would think that do some tip roll. Okay, if you guys do some tip rolling, or if you guys, maybe because it's subjective, alright, subjective, maybe your ears can fit this better than mine, but for me, not the best fit, but I don't feel uncomfortable in any way, just that it's not the best fit like other IEM that are designed ergonomically. Okay, so let's go to the cable. Cable on this is in QTC connector. Alright, what do you mean by that is this connector over here is protruding, so you need to use a certain cable, okay, in order to be able to connect with this. Not the biggest fan of this, because aftermarket cable are usually dominated by 2-pin and MMCX, and a minority of them will have flat 2-pin. But this QTC, unless you are specifically asking for it, if not, you might have some difficulties finding it. Alright, so although it does provide better security. Not sure why not everyone is using this, but for me, not the biggest fan, alright, and I'm not sure what is the polarity on this as well. So now don't have 100% guarantee on whether will other aftermarket cable with QDC connector will work on this or not. Alright, so that's all for the physical aspect of this whole IM for this Shine. So nothing to complain about. I love everything so far. Alright, packaging and the build. Maybe not the fittings. Okay, so other than that, let's go with the sound impression. So sound impression, like I said, you have 4 switches, so I will go through each of them if you guys are not sure how it works. Okay, so the first one would be the bass switch. So the bass, by in stock, okay, in stock, if you never switch on the bass switch, this IM already sounded okay with, I mean, we have decent enough of bass. It does rumble, it have good punches, so for me it's adequate. So the bass switch just make things have more rumble, okay, rumble more and have more thickness to it. But for me, I would think that it's just muddied, for a little bit muddied for me. So I would prefer my bass to be cleaner in a sense, hence I myself never turn on this. Okay, but for you guys out there, you like hip hop, you like EDM, you like more bass, maybe you can switch this on. But for me personally, I do not. Alright, I do not switch this on because I think that is adequate in the stock mode. Okay, in the stock mode. But for you guys out there who like more fun, go ahead. We have the options for you, and we have the mid switch. The second switch is my favorite switch because I'm a vocal lover. The second switch just bring out that vocal and some instruments to be slightly a little bit more forward. Okay, one step forward. It's not that it's super forward, but just slightly more prominent, okay, than a stock mode. And I just love this switch because, you know, it always have if vocal can sound a little bit more forward, stand out apart from all other instruments, just felt nice. Okay, just felt nice to me. For vocal lover, you guys love your vocal, then this is a very good switch to start with. All right, then the last one would be the in their description they said it was the ultra highs. Okay, so it by right it should boosted a little bit of technicalities and soundstage and airiness to the IM. But for me, I think that these switches, I felt the least changes, okay, the least differences between the stock and with this switch on. So it's not as obvious like the bass. So is this switch working? I would say yes, in a sense, because if you switch this on, you get more macro that details. Okay, what I mean by macro is that you will hear more things, okay, going on, but not those small little nuances. Okay, you felt it's like in a macro way where I don't know how to describe it, but you guys know, right? You guys know is all those other things that going on in the background, but everything just for me is just a little bit too much. Okay, just too much. I would prefer micro nuances but not macro, right? And airiness and soundstage, maybe just a little bit of it, okay, just a tad of it. The notes, okay, of each sounded have that kind of wispiness on it. So S's sounded more I would say obvious. Okay, so you have more sound going on in the background of each of the notes over there. And soundstage, I don't really felt that much of a difference over here. So this is the switch that did the least, okay, for me. And lastly, we have the fourth switch. Okay, the fourth one is for orange, and I think that this switch should have been the default way. Okay, it should be on by default. So I guess just minor complaint because I know that is gimmick. Okay, they want to give you 16 different tuning, hence they're coming up with the fourth switch. But for me, I think turning on the fourth switch, the fourth one, just turn the whole IM into a whole different level. Because if you never turn this on, if you leave it in the stock mode, alright, the IM just feel a little bit meh. Okay, just I don't feel anything if you never turn on the fourth switch, because just felt that it's just an IM. Okay, just a normal IM. Does it worth $79.90 without the fourth switch? I would say probably no. Okay, probably no. But if you turn on the fourth one, okay, by default, turn on the fourth one, everything just sounded fuller, more dynamics. Okay, so the fourth one thing by right should have been the default switches. So as a recommendation, just turn on the fourth one regardless what other settings that you want to go with. All right, so for me, with all the settings that I have tested with this IM, I turn on the fourth one. Okay, I turn on the fourth one. The last one, if you turn it off, just felt a little bit weird. Okay, it will sound weird if you turn off the fourth one and you turn on other switches. It will just felt a little bit weird. But for me, turn on the fourth one all the way. All right, so what is my preference? I went with no bass, I go with the mids, and I go with the fourth one. All right, so it's 0101. For you guys out there who like a more V-shaped IEM, maybe you can go with 1011. All right, so 1011 means that you turn on the bass, turn off the mids, okay, and turn on the highs. So it will be a very V-shaped IEM for you. It's more fun that way. But my friends, like we have here, over here, we have 4 settings over here. There are 8 more, okay, if you go with the fourth switch all on, so you have 12 tuning mode. Okay, so these are some of the recommended switches for you. So for example, the pop one would be you need to turn on all 4 of them. Okay, this is my friend's favorite tuning. Okay, this is what he have chosen to listen this IM with. Okay, with all switches on, and for me, I think that it's quite fun. Okay, it's quite fun in a way, but just doesn't suit my library. Okay, so it's for pop. Turn everything on. All right, next one would be classical. Classical would be turn off the bass and mids, turn on the highs and the fourth switch. Okay, like I said, even in their recommendation, they turn on the fourth switch all the time. See, so for classical, you needed more details. Okay, you need to listen to more instruments. Where is this, where is that? I need to hear all of the instruments. Turn on the third and the fourth one. Right, then we have R&B, which is turn on the bass only. R&B and rock, sorry, turn on the bass and turn on the fourth one. So is a bass IM. You can have all your bass, all your kick drums, all your drums, everything. So maybe something that you would prefer. And lastly is we have 2 more. Hi-fi, turn off everything except the fourth switch. Okay, so for me, this should have been the default. Okay, like I said, this should have been the default. Lastly is everything off. So this is the standard mode, where I don't think standard is a very good mode to start with. Okay, so if you guys decided to get this IM, first thing to do, what to do? Turn on the fourth one. All right, turn on the fourth one. Don't ever try to turn off the last one, because it might disappoint you. Okay, turn on the fourth one and start meddling around with all other switches. Do your likings, okay, with the bass, with the mids, with the highs. So for me, this IM, is it fun? Is it worth buying? For me, yes. Okay, for me, yes. Especially for those of you out there who don't know what is your preferred sound. Okay, you are just came into this IM world, okay, this tri-fi world, and you don't know what is your preference. You are still looking for a direction. Get this, okay, get this. Try with different settings and see which one suits you more. Okay, then from there you would know what is your preference, and you can know what is your upgrade path. All right, so or for those people who listen to a lot of IM, okay, listen to a lot of songs, sorry, so you don't want to change all the time. You just want to have one IM, not too expensive, just an IM that can tune the way you like. Okay, maybe in the morning you'll need to have more bass for the okay, or in the evening, okay, you don't want the bass anymore. You just want to have a more soothing kind of vocal centric songs. Then turn on the mids and the fourth one. Right, so an IM, I was saying that this is a very good attempt to the market. Hope the next IM that came out with also have 4 switches or 3. Okay, so it will make them stand out that, oh, Joyodio and IM brand that actually have switches, okay, that you can do it the way you like. Okay, do it the way you like, because we have so many competition out there. Maybe this will help them stand out a little bit more. So that's all for the review today. Hope you guys likes the review, and please like and subscribe. That's all for today. Bye bye.